Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our, we can show that the bot is working now. You can see the messages are coming in okay. A little bit of a delay, but nothing bad. This is all being done through TwitchLib, so I don't really necessarily have to manage it. But what we need to do is we need to start to push some of these over into business logic layer inside of our correct module. And then also we need to start to set up some polling. So let me take a look here at my modules under Alley Chat. I need to have something in here called a business logic layer, right? And then in this, we need to create a new project. And we're going to call this thing a .NET framework. Here inside of my modules, inside of my Alley Chat, inside of my BLL, we're going to call it oops, sorry. And we're going to call this one phs.alleychat.bll. Yep. Okay. So now this thing is going to be called BLL Alley Chat, right? And you had some pieces. Come on. That you wanted to bring over here. The first one inside of the BLL layer is that you need to have a new solution or a new solution folder in here, and we're going to call this my, sorry, it's not a solution folder, it's a project folder. Just a second. And we're going to call this one my enums. And we're going to bring my, now look at this thing. These things actually get brought in here. And then we have another thing in here, which are going to be called events. And with a subfolder called args. So event args, base args, message args. And then this is a handler. Hey, good morning there, Serializer. How are you doing today, sir? It's very early. And now, TwitchBot message. These things are a... What do you want to do with these? Hold on. Because a Twitch message is holding your... It's nothing that's getting stored, or is that bot? Those are both working files. Let's do that, and then we'll get rid of this. And we're going to change this to be a BLL Alley Chat. Like that. And then we'll get rid of these things, and then we'll get rid of this, and then we'll get rid of, start bringing these stuff in. Afternoon. I'm all right. How about you? I'm waking up right now. Starting to get moving on this thing, which is nice. We're going to make a lot of progress today. I'm excited. So it says that TwitchBot here. Okay, so we got to fix these namespaces. phs.alleychat.bll. Like that. Sorry, I keep bumping it. All right. Okay. That's fine. Now, in this one, do we necessarily want to have this Twitch message in here? Yeah, this is where this is going to be. This is fine. And now this one is my BLL.events. This one is my events.args. All right, so that's fine. So that means that over here, you no longer need these two. And your program is going to have a Twitch bot here, which is now called a BLL auth, right? But I should definitely be using dependency injection if I can. I mean, I'm not really going to, but I'll be using the principles behind it. So that means that in the BLL, this one, we want to extract the interface here. So we did that a little early, so just a second. So you got to get all the errors out. No, that should do it. And now we're going to extract BLL alley chat here, and now we should have something like a BLL base or something like that. So here under core BLL, you have something here called base BLL. Like that. Okay. That looks fine. So this is going to be a BLL base, and then also a IBLL base, and then this BLL alley chat, and then it's also going to be disposable. Like that. I thought I changed that. Okay. Interesting. IBLL base. That looks fine. This one's got the wrong namespace here, right? phs.core.bll. Let's change this to be a base BLL, and this one to be a I base BLL. There we go. Okay, that's looking a lot better than how we had it before. So now this can be an IBLL auth, right? So it says that this thing isn't even showing some of my events. Oh, this is the wrong one. That's why. You wanted to look at... Oh, IBLL. It's not auth. It's alley chat. Derp, 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 derp. And then this one needs to be a list of this, like that. says that it can't find the handlers, which are here. Oh. Like that. And then like that. Looking good. Because we're going to have to modify this a little bit more too, but that's okay for now. And then our one that we have to fix is this. Cannot implicitly change this one. Because this Twitch message wants to have this as a IBLL alley chat. Now let's rebuild it. Just a couple fixes here. Okay, I'm just going to run it now just to make sure that everything's fine. Okay, here we go. Good morning, live EDU support. And the messages are populating. Okay. When I look back here at program, though, we're still doing a bunch of funny stuff. This is all this read bot accounts is adding it to there. Okay, that's fine. So now what we want to do is we want to have something in here which is going to be a check if user online. So back over here under my BLL, under my BLL alley chat, we need to have another one here which is going to say private bool is Twitch user online. One thing that I wasn't happy about in here is that when I'm looking at this chat, I have this number of channels joined, right? And a channel doesn't have any number of users in it. So you need to have in here your library down here under Twitch lib for my view models. You have a channel view model, but you also need to have a user Twitch view model here, which is going to have an ID and a username. And then also it'll have a collection, right, of the different channels that they are in. Which means that also this channel will have a list of user Twitch view model. Okay, so then also here in this user Twitch view model, you're going to need to have something called this accounts, which is going to have a number of different account Twitch. View model. Weird. We actually don't need this. I wonder what that's all about. So this is very bizarre, whatever this is all about. This one. So this says it's a Twitch ID and a Twitch username, which is different than this one. Because an account is inside my Twitch account. So that's going to be a user Twitch view model, right? And then also you're going to have a public bool is online. And then a public bool is assigned server. And then also you're going to have a string here called your server ID, IP, sorry. And then also, do you need to have information? Hey, there's Spitty Eye. How are you doing? Welcome to the channel. It's good to see you. If you have any questions, please pop them into the channel. Yeah, we'll put that there. That might be a little bit better, right? All right. This online is assigned server. We need the server IP of the one that it's being registered. And then additionally, we're going to need to have just a second. Because you also have in this lib up here under your models, you should have something called an account alley chat, and then also, yeah, this account alley chat. So let me pull this over here for a minute. If I'm looking here at this account Twitch model, I need to look inside of here and see I need to add a new folder in here, and we're going to call this view models, and then I'm going to have one in here called account alley chat, right? Account alley chat view model. Actually, why don't we do this not in the view models? We do this actually in the models, and then that way we can translate everything over pretty easily. So here, inside of my Twitch user models and my account. Okay, so in this account alley model, then down here I'm going to have this. So here you need to have a new model in here called an account Twitch. And so now this thing is going to be a public, and it's going to be a base model, right? And it's going to be attached to has a GUID on here, and it's going to be attached to my account alley chat ID. And so that means that we also need to have this virtual in here called my account alley chat. Like that. Oh, I still have this thing set up stupidly. Let's go fix that. Inside of my core lib models, we're calling this a base model. Okay. That looks fine. So now each one of my accounts is going to be registered to an alley chat account, right? So this alley chat account is going to have a number of, include a collection of it should be a collection of nothing. Don't worry about that. We'll worry about that one in a little bit. So there's the account connection there. And now also this thing is going to have a collection, public virtual I collection of my user Twitch, right? But user Twitch is only representing one user. So we need to have another class in here, which is going to be called user Twitch account Twitch user Twitch, I believe, right? Hold on. Like that. And this is going to be also a type of base model, and this thing needs to include a virtual user Twitch called my user Twitch. And then also it needs to include a virtual account Twitch called account Twitch. Which includes these two goods. Okay, that's looking pretty good. So this thing here is a collection of these account Twitch, user Twitch. And then over here, this user Twitch is going to have a public virtual I collection of this thing. Easy enough. So now we're going to have this account, which is going to have a number of these user Twitch things that are attached to it, okay? And then also you need to have the number of users that you're following there, right? That you're routing to you. Just a moment here. So you have this provider here. A provider, you've said, is one account. And then a number of different things that are routing to and from, which in our case has a user for each one of those. And then here, routed has a number of channels. So that means that this account has one account associated with it. That's fine. And a number of these providers. So in our case, it'll be two providers here, of which one of them is my... You need to have something here called a provider type, right? And then also a public string here called provider value. Let's just do provider here. And then we'll do this as provider ID, whatever, that's totally wrong. And then we need to So that's going to be like a Twitch, or it's going to be like a Discord. So then each one of those is going to have a routed, which is going to be here in this case, which is a user connected as, which is this Twitch ID here, and then also routing, and then this one. When you're routing, it's just going to be a list of these different users that are coming in here. Like that. So let's get rid of these two. So you need to have another class in here, right? Which is called a provider Twitch routed. Whoa. User Twitch. This is going to be a base model, right? And this thing needs to include both the same GUID here that you had before, which was a provider Twitch routed ID. Like that. And then also it's going to have a user Twitch ID. Like that. So that means that over here in routed, this is actually going to have one of these. No, you're going to be connected as one of these, and then you're going to have a number of different channels. And it's like this. These are called routing. Okay. So I feel like that's actually going to work pretty well. Now we can add it to our context over here. Let me take a quick peek at my models. We have account, alley chat, and providers. The rest of this was all fine. We had channels, users, provider Twitch routed, provider Twitch routing. Oh, we also need to include this one now. And this is my connector table, right? All right, let's go ahead and add that migration now. It's a domain. So let me think for just 1 second. You put these things in your models, and you put them here in your context, but you didn't put them in your domain context. So let me pull this here. And then here. Okay. And then let's rebuild everything. We're going to push out that database and take a look to see what we have. It should be good. Don't worry about this. We'll just do Twitch. I don't want to necessarily break all that, so we'll just leave this as string Twitch ID, and then also as a string Twitch username. Okay. So here my user Twitch says that it has a number of these. That's not correct. But if I look back at my resources, whoops, wrong one, and I look inside of my modules for user Twitch, account Twitch, user Twitch, account provider Twitch, user Twitch, channels Twitch, provider Twitch, Twitch. Yeah, so it's this one. It has a number of these things in it. So this is called provider Twitch routing. That looks good. Now I should be able to add this migration. Let me make sure that my correct project is set. Ready for routing. Come on, let me see something. Try that again. That looks fine. And now we'll update this database. Yeah, that looks great. Oh, almost. I gotta come in here and try to delete this thing real quick. And why don't we do something that I should have done a while ago? Which is that here, I need to actually make a copy of all these things in my domain. So we'll make a new project here. And we're going to call this phs.domain.lib. So we'll add in here a new folder called AliChat. And in my code first context over here, I want to come to my references and I want to get rid of all my things that say models on them. So now when I look here in my modules under AliChat, I should be able just to grab my models from here and here. Like that. What other modules do I have that have models in them at the moment? Also your auth. So under here, under your models, we can drag in these. Now you need to change the namespace on these. So this one will be my phs.alichat. I'm sorry, phs.domain.lib.alichat. Okay. This one needs to be this dot Twitch. And then this one needs to be this dot auth. Okay. Now we have some cleanup to do, but it's not the end of the world. Because what this has done now is that, for example, here in my account, I should be able to do a user ID, a username, and then also no username associated with the mod. But do I care? But I don't want to modify the basic ASP.NET tables, so that's fine. So this is cool. This is cool. This is cool. This is cool. Oops. All right. So then if I come back to the context here, you're going to see that I lost all of my references, right? But I can do these locally now to the domain. And so now I can actually put in all of my interactions that normally I would have had cyclical references for, and so that I can stick oh, sure. Odin says, can you make the font size of your editor bigger for me? It looks really small. Sure, no problem. How's that? I should leave it at 133 for when I'm streaming. Okay. So now we have all of these things set up. So now if I come back over here to my module, my PHS domain lib, and I look at my auth, if I look at account, we see that we have all of these things set up correctly. And then if I look at my account Ali chat here, it has one account. So this thing needs to have this account can have a GUID here called my account Ali chat ID. Public virtual account Ali chat. This is the registered account of the, this is the account registered Ali chat account. Now we're going to say that this is a navigation property for account Ali chat. Much better. No problem. Thanks for letting me know. Perfect. Channel ID, channel type. This thing, I still don't have a, oh, here it is. Channel Twitch here, just drawing from all of this. That's fine. So here, user Twitch ID and a user Twitch. Both should have a provider Twitch routed. Wait. Public virtual I collection of what's called your provider Twitch routed. Right? So this is all the ones that you're routing, and then all of the user that it's. Okay, so these are all the ones that you're routing, and then you're routed. bot connected as here. So you're routing all of this to these different channels like that. Perfect. Except for that, this thing needs to have a, here we go. This is a, you need to have another class in here called your provider Twitch routed channel Twitch. This is going to be a public, and it's going to have a base model on it, right? And this thing's going to have a prop called a GUID here of a channel Twitch, and then also a virtual channel Twitch called channel Twitch. And then also it'll have a GUID of my provider Twitch routed ID. And then also a public virtual provider Twitch routed. Like that. So now when you're back over here, this is actually these channels routed. Like that. So that means that over here, you're also going to have a collection of those. Like that. Okay, let's add that to the context here. So we had this channel Twitch, got that. Provider Twitch routed, got that. We have another one below this now. Provider Twitch routed channel Twitch. Routed channels. Routing, and then also this user Twitch. I don't see user Twitch in here either, do you? Oh, yes, I do. Accounts Twitch. That's fine. And then we need this other one, which goes above this one, and this is called a channel Twitch. Provider Twitch routed channel Twitch. Routed channels. Okay, let's go ahead and update that database. So if I look back over here, did I delete these already? I did. So I should be able to come into my migrations here. Do I have anything in config? I do. Let's go ahead and grab it. Delete migrations, make a backup. And we will add a migration here. If it says it failed to build for some reason, let's find out, because it shouldn't. All right, so I wish somebody had told me that I had music running. That's a total bummer, but no worries. We'll pick up right here. So what I'm doing right now is I'm making sure my routing is set up, and then I think we're going to get ready to to start to parse our web API that Twitch provides. So it built, so we should be able to add a migration here. My bad on the music there. Okay, so it's building it. So it tells me that I'm forgetting to map one of these things here between here, account. Ally chat ID, account Ally chat ID, and then also account ID, just a second. Because this says that it has a number of account clients. Second. I wonder why it's telling me it can't. So let's go check out the Fluent API and see if we can't get this thing corrected here. So I should be able to, in here, come and do something like has optional s where my s dot account Ally chat ID So which one's dependent on which? The account would have a optional dependent on it, right? So will this thing let me set this? Hold on here. Like that. Let's try that, and then also this one. Serializer. Entity framework is arg. Well, I don't like this Fluent API, Fluent data annotation crap. I guess you could probably do like a can't you do this with foreign keys? I think you can. And then also an inverse property. So let's try that real quick before we. So back over here then under account, I should have something here called and then I put the name of the relationship on the other side, which in our case is account. And now this one should say a foreign key. You can also specify that this thing is a foreign key of account alley chat ID. Let's see if that thing works. So come back over here to my migrations. Try that again. Okay. I wonder if this one's going to kick. We may need to still do it with the fluent type. Try it again real quick. I might have to do it on both sides. See if it works. All right, that did. Okay, we need to add a few references in here. Oh, crap. That's okay. You forgot to bring in your base models, so that's not a big issue, though. But we can do that right now. So in my core, all right, now we should be able to update this database. And we should be good to go. Okay. And here's our database. Everything looks good. So now I think we need to check out what's going on with our, we need to look at our modules under our Alley chat under my client services. Did I have something already in here to get my account? Get accounts Twitch. Twitch accounts, Alleycat Twitch's accounts. So then back over here in my client for my web API for my resource, we're going to look at the, and the ones that I wrote already were my get account Twitch, which is here. And it's getting my users Twitch, right? Because it's just returning this account Twitch view model. So that's crap. So this is actually get Twitch users. because this changes now over here in my client services just a little bit. Okay, so let's write in our web API to get those. Back over here on my data access layer for Ali Chat, I need to look at my context. So we already have this thing done over here in my domain, so let's just bring it in. I'm going to move it over here for a moment. And now we have a nice bounded context. Interesting. So you have a new class here that you added in your library under your models. And you're calling it channel Twitch there. This thing is like that. This is a Ali Chat twitch.lib.models. Looks good. Oops, you had a problem there with context Ali Twitch, didn't you? Because you're calling it users Twitch now. And then you need to add in these other two here. Like that, okay? And now I think we're actually ready to start. We have to do this unit of work here. We have an account Ali Chat. We have a provider. I want to go back to look at this context real quick because we don't need everything. We only need some of these things. We're definitely going to need a channel. We're definitely going to need a routed channels are contained. We need to have a routing, and then this user Twitch. This looks pretty good. These things are already constructed for me. They're already exposed. So that looks fine. And then over here on the service layer, actually I have to create this for my public async task. Create account Twitch, account Ali Chat. Hold on, let me see what we call this thing. So it was here, account Ali Chat, and then also you called this a provider. So we also need to get account Ali Chat here. Like that. And then we need to have a get account Ali Chat, which is going to be passing in a GUID for my account Ali Chat ID. And then additionally, hi, I'm looking for a computer nerd. Can I find one of those? Yeah, you could probably find a couple of them. How's it going, Riddle Twister? Nope, no such computer nerds here. What's going on, man? Okay. See, we have a public. Hey there, TN. Thank you for that follow. Appreciate it. If you guys could, check us out, discord.pixelhorrorstudios.com. Also, I'm up on YouTube now. I just started up there. So I think I have 54 follows. If we get up to 100, we get a custom URL and we'll add it here. So if you haven't, click the follow. Check us out there for any of the legacy videos. Also, I'm part of Indie Dev here on twitch.tv, so make sure you check them out. Okay, I'm just looking on the art street for one then. Good luck. You'll find something. Okay, we want to do a create... True programmers don't do art. That's not accurate. Okay, we want to do a create provider module routed. Is that correct? I bought this PC for a little over 2K. Can you tell me what it was for? I mean, it looks pretty good to me. Somebody else in the channel might have more to say. Your power supply looks a little low. Other than that, it looks pretty good to me. Definitely you could run max graphics settings. A lot of people use a second computer, though, for streaming. So maybe use that one as a proxy or something. So here, you need to have a user that this thing's associated with and then a number of channels. So back over here, then in my data access layer, you need to have this create provider Twitch routed. And this thing's going to have a provider Twitch routed view model. And if you look at what's contained in this, it's going to be different than what's in this routed. So let's move this thing, and I'll just fix this. You're going to have a public virtual user Twitch like that, and it's a view model. And then also you're going to have this list of channels, and that's it. So I think you need to set this thing up with your mapper now. So you're going to have a, this is a create. So it's going to be a var entity equals, and then it's going to be a mapper.map, and you want to go from your provider Twitch routed, and we'll call this a view model. And we want to bring this up here to my auto mapper, and we need to map this. Depends on your connection too. I have 70 upload. I want to string 60 FPS and OBS with max settings. You have to have some kind of a partnership or something, I believe, to stream at 60 FPS. So you might be looking at like 720 to downscale it and 30 FPS. I'm not 100%. I think so. But I don't run Smite. I play Smite too. I don't run it on max because I don't want to risk getting a lag spike. All right. And so now that we have this thing mapped here, we should be able to do a unit of work dot provider Twitch routed dot add, and then we're going to add this entity, and then we're going to have this await unit of work dot save async. If this is true, then what we want to do is we want to, this is called insert, right? Then what we want to do is we want to return a mapped version of my provider Twitch routed view model back to my entity like that. Otherwise, we're going to return null. Next one here, we want to do a public async task of my provider Twitch routed view model called my get provider Twitch routed. And that's going to have a provider Twitch routed ID. Hey there, Tommy Two Shows. Welcome back. It's good to see you. Two Toes. Sorry about that. I have partnership. My computer nerd is offline though at the moment. Oh yeah. If you have partnership, what's your camera? What's your camera you're running? Riddle Twister. Yeah, I think so. I think you should have no problem. And then also there's calculators out there if you want to double check to see if your what your load is. But mostly you're just gonna have to try it and see. But I'm pretty confident because Smite is a low usage game. Even when it's on max, it doesn't seem too crazy. So here what we want to do is we want to do a unit of work dot provider twits routed dot, and then we want to do get by ID async, and we're going to do this provider twitch routed ID. And so now if my entity does not equal to null, then we want to return it mapped as the correct type. Otherwise we want to return null. When you look back at your provider here, you're not connecting this provider to an account, are you? Provider routing modules. This needs to have a base provider module needs to have a provider, and it does. Okay, so that's fine. I use a Logitech camera. Yeah, I use a Logitech C920, and I think if it has like the times H something encoding on the camera, it helps keep the usage, the compression down on the computer. 600 watts should be fine. No, I don't think you should overclock it. I don't do any overclocking myself. Include a collection of, this is fine, okay? So now we need to come back down to, this is fine. We have our data access layer, this is fine. We have our services layer, which is what we were writing here. So here we need to create you definitely need to get a public async task here. Provider, Twitch, routed view model. Get provider, Twitch, routed. And all you're going to do is return, it's a var entities equals, and then it's an await, and then it's a unit of work dot provider Twitch routed dot get async, and then you want to have a var and view models equals a new list of your provider Twitch routed view model, and then you're just going to do a entity for each. Then what you want to do is you want to do a view models dot add, and you're mapping to a provider Twitch routed view model your S, and then you're going to return your view models. So this is an I collection of these things like that. I also play Smite. It's a MOBA, yeah. You can run 60 frames of it. I only play Smite as well. Should add me. I guess I've been playing Fortnite a lot too, because I like building. I guess we probably want to just, since we're already here, just do a bool provider Twitch routed view model. And there's going to be an update provider Twitch routed. This thing's going to also have one of these view models, right? Do our view models include an ID? They do, so that's fine. So now you're going to do var entity equals await unit of work dot provider Twitch routed dot where my s. Sorry, it's going to be a get by ID async, which is my view model dot ID. And then what you're going to do is a mapper.map, and you want to go from the view model to the entity. And then you want to do your unit of work dot providers routed dot update entity if my unit of work dot save changes is correct. Then what you want to do is you want to return a mapped version of the entity back to the provider Twitch routed view model. And you should probably also have the very last one, which is a public async task of a bool called delete provider Twitch routed. What is async? Async is, remember when you have to open a thread and you'd have to manage a thread in the background, and you have to use like mutex to try to like keep things thread safe. You'd have to like load things at different times. So Microsoft came out, I think in the 4.0, 4.5, someone's going to correct me on the version, of something called async await, where you essentially can await a task. So anytime you have something that is retrieving data from the internet or saving to a database, anything that has some kind of a wait time, you can call await async, and it will automatically handle all the threading for you within the system, within the thread pool, right? Or however Microsoft has had it set up so that I don't have to worry about it, and I don't have to worry about any concurrency or multi-threaded problems. Oh, well, I mean, it would keep it on my friends list. I have only people added on my IQ scrim against my team. What is async? I'm threading. It means you can tell what he does something and basically, yep. My old YouTube, wait, my old YouTube video. Not you, our streamers here. I thought you knew me. I had no idea who you are. Are you famous? I'm number one Grandmaster in Smite. Quite a lot know me. Assume the highest rank in the game. Hello, Nuffly. Welcome to the channel. How are you doing today? Thanks for checking us out. If you guys haven't yet, click the follow. Join us at discord.pixelhorrorstudios.com. That's the main way that everyone stays in communication. Yeah, Grandmaster is the top rank. I'm number 15 minutes. So you play a lot of Smite, eh? I'm not that good, but not bad at all. Whoop it up on some Howye. Let's see here. We need to delete this here. So we're going to do var entity equals await the unit of work dot provider Twitch routed dot get by ID async of my provider Twitch ID. Would help if you spelled it right. So now if this is not null, then you want to remove it. Unit of work dot provider Twitch routed dot remove my entity if my unit of work dot save changes. Then what you want to do is you want to return true. Like that. And we need to rinse and repeat for this one here. So this is a create, a get accounts, get account. This is going to be update account Ali chat. And then also delete account Ali chat. So let's do it backwards this time. Public, I'm sorry, it's a GUID called my account Ali chat ID. And now all you're going to do is var entity equals await your unit of work dot account. Nope. And it's going to be a get by ID async of my account Ali chat ID. If my entity does not equal to null, then you want to remove it. If my await unit of work.save async, then you want to return true. And this is going to be returning a bool. Oops, sorry, lots of stuff here in chat. Let me see here. Cool, thanks. You're doing some cool stuff, aren't you? Hey, Nuffly. I'm working on a project called Ali.chat. It has a front end, which is an ASP.NET MVC application, and that's connected to a ASP.NET Web API. Both of those are actually the back end for Pixel Horror Studios, and I created both of those here on stream. For authorization, I created my own OAuth 2 server, and we launched it, and that's available on the earlier YouTube videos without audio, without music. So make sure you check them out. So they're up there. And then from that, we created a backend service, which is what I'm working with right now, called Ali Chat, which is going to be my message routing system. And essentially, you'll be able to go onto the website and authorize with a variety of different RSS providers, create either a TCP or a WebSocket stream, or manage your messages directly there on the website, and essentially have kind of like a message routing service. Hi from Brazil. Hey there, Jaffer Conciotti. Thank you for coming and checking us out. If you guys haven't yet, please do me a favor and click that follow. But I play ranked with old buddies on Smurf. What's your smite handle so I can look up your stuff? What is that? What's Ali Chat? Smite handle? What's that mean? My in-game knows it told me 2 toes yet. I don't want to play games. Hi, Jeff. How is Brazil? Hey there, Odin. How is Brazil? New account I made recently is the only one. I think I made it as I felt. I'm going to do this still good. Okay, here we go. So this one's done here. We need to have an update now. This one's going to be passing in a account Ali Chat view model or something, right? I've been following you for over a year, but I haven't watched you that much. Yeah, I've been trying to find the correct time slot. I think I found it now. Let me take a look at what this one is. This thing is an Ali Chat view model. So if I look back here in my models for account Ali Chat, the only thing that this thing has are these pieces. So if I bring those over onto the account Ali Chat view model, we need to add this stuff here and bring in the base view model. We need to bring in an account view model. And then also a provider view model. If we look at an account view model, user ID, that's fine. And a provider view model, I don't currently have one of those, so we need to add in a new class here called a provider view model. Like that. And now in my provider view model, this is my, this thing. Account Ali Chat view model. And then this thing's going to have an I collection here of your routing. So this needs to have one. Base provider module view model. This thing is a public. It's going to have a base view model on it. And then it's going to be a prop here of my provider view model called provider. This thing is an abstract. What's the best bit rate for me so people won't buffer? I use 2000, 2200. Use the least test control panel. Yep, there's a test, and also there's something that you can model your speeds with as well out there. Now, if I look back at provider view model, these things are a could just do it as a base provider module view model, which I kind of like. But let's stay consistent with what we currently have. We have a provider module routing view model. And then also a provider module routed view model. So this thing is going to be inheriting from a base view model. This thing will be inheriting from a base view model. Okay. So back over here then on my base provider, sorry, on my provider, this thing is going to be a provider module routing view model. Like that. And so that means that these things are inheriting from a base provider module view model. This thing is now going to be inheriting from a provider module routed view model. And now we need to add one more in here called a provider Twitch routing view model. So here, when you look at this thing under my Twitch, this one, this one here, this thing needs to be inheriting from my provider Twitch routing view model. Perfect. This also needs to be a public. And this thing is my provider Twitch routing user Twitch, provider Twitch routing user. Routing is one of these, and it includes a provider and a user. So the only thing that this thing is a collection of my user Twitch view model. All right. Okay, this is where we left off. So this thing, we need to now pass these things in so that they can go both ways, right? So this is going to be a C create map, and it's going to go from a view model to not a view model plus a reverse map. Like that. So now here what we need to do is we need to do the entity equals my await unit of work dot accounts dot get by ID async, and that's going to be a view model dot ID. If my entity does not equal to null, then what you want to do is you want to map to it, right? So it's going to be a entity mapper.map, and we're going to go from my view model to my entity, and then it's going to be a if my, oh, and then it's my unit of work dot update my entity. If my await my unit of work dot save changes is false, if it doesn't save, then what we want to do, or if it does save, then we want to return it mapped as a account alley chat view model, and that's going to be my entity. Otherwise, this thing's going to be returning null. All right. Gonna pop out. Thanks for the help, bros. No problem, Riddle Twister. If you could give me a follow. And I know that you're partnered, so if you ever want to come spread the love, man, by all means. Always goes two ways. So appreciate it. Hope to see you again soon. And check us out, discord.pixelhorrorstudios.com, and also if you need any help with the OBS stuff, the Discord's a great place as well. Thanks. I'm not too much into ASP.NET, but you use it for front end. Do you use it for UI as well? I do use it for front end for ASP.NET. I also use it for back end. I use the Razor elements of it. Razor is a different language for view models, and that's if you wanted to do ASP.NET MVC, but I'm also doing an ASP.NET Web API for the back end. So here we need to get my account here. This is easy. Var entity equals await my unit of work dot accounts dot get by ad async is my account alley chat ID, and then we're going to, if my entity does not equal to null, then you want to return this mapper dot map of my account alley chat view model of my entity. Otherwise you want to return null. This one is very easy. It's just var entity equals await unit of work dot accounts dot get async. Hey, Riddle Twister, thank you for that follow. Appreciate that, buddy. Hope to see you around. We're here every morning these days from 5 to 8. 5:30 to 8-ish. So this is my get async var, and then it's going to be a view models equals a new list of my account alley chat view model. And now we're going to do an entities to list dot for each s where my, and now we want to do my view models dot add a mapper dot map of my account alley chat view model of my s, and then we want to return these view models. Okay. I have no clue what I'm looking at, but this is fun. Oh, don't worry. What we're doing is we're making a services layer for the web API. And that way, when our alley.chat is going to be parsing, we're going to be pulling our data from the web API as opposed to hitting the database directly. So we'll have to create a client library next. We're almost done here. So now here we have to do a account alley chat view model. And so now all we do is a var entity equals, and then it's a mapper dot map to an account alley chat to my view model. And then we want to do a unit of work dot accounts dot add insert entity if my unit of work dot save async. And remember, that's await async. Then what we want to do is we want to return the mapped entity as the alley chat view model. Like that. Okay, so now we're going to take these pieces that we wrote. We got to add these up here to the interface. Okay. So that's done. So now back over here on my web API resource, I should be able to, in my Ali chat controller, let's create a new folder in here. Just a second. I don't see any errors. Oh, just one. Good eye, good eye. Interesting. It just doesn't want to update there. All right, whatever. I don't need it to. So now back over here under this, we need to create a new... Why is this still not... There we go. Okay, back over here, let's add a folder in here. We're going to call this Ali Chat Twitch. And we're going to add in here another controller, and I'm going to call this one my Twitch users. Then we want to have another one in here, which is called my provider routed Twitch. So to make this actually make a lot of sense now, we're going to do this as a partial. And then we're going to do this one here as a partial of my Ali Chat Twitch controller. We need to bring in the correct namespace. Just bring in the, oops. That looks much more organized there. So let's go ahead and get these, because this is mostly right. And I want to add these to my provider routed Twitch controller. Again, same thing here. And this is actually inheriting from base controller, so I got to fix the other one. Oh, no, that's fine. All right. So this one here is not Twitch users. This first one is Twitch. I want to look back at my modules for my auth. Nope, for my Ali chat. For my data access layer. For my services. Okay, I'm going to pull this over here for a minute. This thing is my provider routed. Get providers routed. We'll just call this routed. Get routeds. Now this, account Twitch response, let's go fix this. So down here under my library, under lib, you need to have these responses, right? So this first is called a user's Twitch response. And this one is called a user Twitch response. So the first one that you have here is a provider routed Twitch response. And this is going to be a public, and it's going to be inheriting from my base model, right? I don't know what that says. And here this needs to be a, you need to have a view model here of your provider routed view model or something like that. Twitch. Like that. And now this will be a I collection of these things, right? Okay, and then we also need to have another one here, which is called a provider routed Twitch response. This one is going to be a base response. Provider routed Twitch view model. Okay. And then also you need to have these requests here. So I think you're going to have a provider routed Twitch create request. And then you're also going to have a provider routed Twitch update request. And then I'm also assuming you're going to have a provider routed Twitch delete response. Okay, let's just see how this goes here. This is the delete response. This is just going to be a base response, if I recall. This is a public here. So provider Twitch routed update request. It's these. like that. And then this one is a channel Twitch. So this would be an iCollection of string, and we'll call this channel IDs. Like that. And this is an update. So it has an ID. Strange. Okay. This thing is the same. All right. Now I want to come back here and look at my controller. This is going to be a get routed, is a provider routed Twitch response. And it's going to be get provider Twitch routed, like that. So if this thing is null, then you want to do a create response. So it says that this base response is not inheriting from my base response. Hey there, Shadow. It's going great. How are you today, man? It's great to see you. Thanks for coming and checking us out. Looking up my web API right now. So that one's good. This one's going to be Twitch routed. It's definitely one of these. You're going to get this thing, and then here you're going to get provider Twitch routed here. Get routed Twitch. Like that. Okay, next one. This is another routed here. It's another response. This one's going to be called a provider routed Twitch create request. Create provider routed Twitch. Create provider Twitch routed. This thing wants to have this Twitch routed view model. Channel Twitch IDs, right? Just a second. So instead of this one, you're going to make a couple of modifications on this. You want to do a and then also a string of my user ID. And then also a provider ID. Doing good in between classes, a moment of time to eat and catch some of the stream. Ah, thanks, man. Appreciate that dedication. So this one, I actually think you could just make this entity. Bot connected as, okay, so you have to get these different pieces. So you have to get a var bot connected as equals, and then it's going to be a await your unit of work dot users twitch dot get by ID async, and then you need to pass in that ID here. So you're going to say good if my good.try parse of my user Twitch ID and then this is going to be an I like that, right? So here's what your first thing you're going to do right here is that you got to get out your GUID, and if it's in fact your GUID, then you're going to get your bot connected as is equal to your this thing. If my GUID.try parse of my provider ID then we're going to get the provider. And finally, if my, oh, you have to do this for each one of these. So it's a for loop. Goes to my channel Twitch ID dot length. So if my ID is in fact there good, then what we want to do is we want to do a channels dot add. Oh, you want to do a var channel equals your await unit of work dot channels Twitch dot get by ID async of my GUID. If my channel does not equal to null, then you want to do a channels dot add channel, else return null. So now if my provider does not equal to null and my channels dot, no, you don't care about that one, user bot connected as is not equal to null, then what you want to do is this, where you're going to define this entity. And then your provider here was provider, and then your channels were channels. Then you want to insert this, and then you want to save it and return the mapping. Otherwise, you want to return null. So that's fine. Well, that one was fun. So we need to grab these pieces and change those up here on my create providers, whatever, whatever, whatever. That's done. So now back up here on the web API. This thing is a provider ID. This one is a user ID. And this one is a channels ID. If I look back at this request, this is a required. Check if provider and bot. Well, I'm cycling through it and I'm pulling out the GUIDs and then I'm filling objects and dumping them into the database. So I'm actually checking each one of those items when it's being pulled. So that way it's iterating through, and then if it doesn't find one, it just abandons it right at that point. This thing wants a channels ID Twitch here, so this should actually be one of these. All right, that looks pretty good. You have another one here that you should just do really quick called update routed Twitch. Like that. Update provider Twitch routed. This thing wants another view model. So let me pull these things again. And it's also going to be a string ID, right? Provider Twitch routed ID. And this one is a string like that. So we could just pretty much just dump this thing again, right? So the first thing you need to do is you need to get this ID. So you're going to have a GUID. So now if my GUID.tryParse provider Twitch routed ID out GUID. So this is called a provider Twitch routed. And then you want to grab this one. It's an await. Union of work dot provider Twitch routed dot get by ID async, which is my GUID. You're always running through the channels, even if they can't be added as a provider involved. No, provider and bot connected as are being pulled. Oh, I see what you're saying. Even if they can't. Okay, so you're suggesting that for performance reasons, How's that? Okay. And now here, if my GUID.try parse of my provider ID this one is a provider equals null. This is going to be a Twitch user equals null. And then this one is going to be a list of my channel called my channels. How would you like it to be cleaner? Tell me what you're looking for. Provider equals await unit of work dot providers dot where get by ID async GUID, else return null. If my GUID.try parse of my user Twitch ID, then it's going to be my user Twitch. I guess we're just calling it user. Unit of work dot users Twitch dot get by ID async of my GUID, else return null. Finally, we want to do a for loop for each one of my channels. If my GUID.try parse of my channel Twitch IDs of I out GUID Hey there, Sentinel8473. Thank you so much for that follow. Very much appreciate that. Return null. Often it's faster to invert if statements. Well, I'm checking to see if they're GUIDs. That's the thing. I'm not checking to see if they're nulls serializer. I'm checking to see if they're GUIDs, and then I pull from the database, and only then does it evaluate. So here, this is going to be my var channel equals await unit of work dot channels get by ID async of my GUID. If my channel does not equal to null, then you want to add it to channels. Else you want to just return. And then finally down here, so this thing is what you're changing now, right? We'll just assign the new properties. Why do I only have the user Twitch ID on there? Oh, because you already have it as the bot connected as. And then also you have these channels. Like that. Then you're going to update it, then you'll just map it out. So let's modify that. I have to add in the correct parameters for this thing. Hold on. Let's rebuild it. When channel equals null, shouldn't that be continued? No, I wanna kick it out. I don't want any transactions to go through if all of the if any part of that transaction fails. So now, when I actually run this thing, this resource server, I should see it come up on my get. Or on my Swagger, I'm sorry. And then let's just go take a quick peek at this. We want to call this ID. Looks good. This is a I collection here of what's coming in on this, so this needs to be changed over to an array. And that'll be the ID. Let's run it. Yeah, just a couple of errors that I gotta fix. Alright, so here it is. This is the resource server. If I come in here and I look at Ali Chat Twitch, you can see my routeds. Well, where's my delete and my post? I don't see those being modified. Hold on. Post, post. Oh, this is a get, a get. This is a post, and this one is a put. I guess you need one more of these, huh? And this is an HTTP delete. Provider routed ID. If that string dot is null or white space of my provider routed ID, otherwise all you're going to do is await this thing. Good, good. If my good.try parse of my provider routed ID out good, then what you want to do is await your service, delete provider Twitch routed, and that's going to be this good. So if this turns out to be a success, then what you want to do is you want to return this good thing. Otherwise, you just want to return a bad request. Let's try it again. Anyways, be back later. Gotta watch the dot. Sounds good. See you later. Hey there, Hypebot Magnamura. Thank you for that follow. Very much appreciate that. If you have any questions, please pop them into the channel. We have a really active and supportive community here. Make sure you join us at discord.pixelhorrorstudios.com. Let's run this again. Now we can see everything here. So if I did like a get routeds, you can see that this works successfully. But I don't think it's necessarily going to let me do a post because I still have to have a user ID, a provider ID, And this also needs to have an account ID of which it connects to. So we need to include our account still, right? So you over here have post account, but this isn't nearly enough. So you need to have something in here for your account, right? Put these in here. So now I need to make a new controller in here, and we're going to call this my AliChat account controller. Because this one only creates a general account, not necessarily a Ali.chat account. So we probably even just want to comment this whole thing out for now. So there we go. But we do have a user in here, so I think I can come in here and just go like live or dev trying or something like that. I can probably take out this ID here because we're going to pull that from an API. We should actually just do that right now, just so that we can show that we can parse some API. Let's do that very quickly. So over here now, when I'm doing my controller for my AliChat, for my Twitch users, and I'm creating a Twitch user, this create request doesn't have one of these. This is going to check to see if it already exists. Otherwise, you're going to create this user Twitch here. Now this thing needs to pass in a okay, down here under my modules for AliChat, under my data access layer, under my services, this is where you're going to have a IBLL AliChat. Because when this thing comes in now, you're going to pass in some credentials and stuff for this BLL AliChat. Okay, you don't want this one. Hold on. So this here, you definitely need to have a public void connect to Twitch. And we'll put these connection credentials in here as a, like that. Because I believe your APIs are statics, right? So let's pull up our Twitch lib. Feel like I haven't done coding in C# for ages, says Magna Murray. Oh yeah? What are you working on these days instead of .NET? We want to look up Twitch lib. and we want Twitch API here. So we have to set the client ID and the client access token. So that's easy enough. You want the, my client ID is what? Where are you putting your client ID? Your client ID are going in, well, you're putting in your OAuth key. You haven't necessarily put in your client ID yet, have you? And then also your secret. Get rid of the credentials there. Interesting. It doesn't give me that choice. So here you also want to pass in your client ID, right? So I need to pull that up, actually. Angular 4, Bootstrap, Node, the usual thing customers want. Oh, you're using the JavaScript stack? So up here, you need to make sure that you have this connect to Twitch in here. Like that. Because if you do the API key in your BLL layer when you're starting, then you can launch a BLL instance in your console application, and then you'll have available to API here if you're doing it through your BLL, which you don't necessarily want to do it through your business logic layer because you need to, because you really want to get this through your service, which is here. Let's try this. Protected IBLL alley chat. So what I want to do, and I wonder if this is something I should do. I don't like that this thing is using statics. So can't I just like public static? Well, let's not even do that. We just want to do a public Twitch API. Is it going to let me do that? Hold on. Probably not, huh? That's probably a little unorthodox. Because it's already being exposed, right? So then But now you have your services dependent on your business logic layer, so that's totally us wrong. I think no matter how I look at this, this service alley chat, sorry, let's call it services alley chat. Just a second. All right, I'm back with you. Sorry about that. So this thing needs to be iServices alley chat. All right, so now I think you have to pass in your Twitch API here, which is super annoying. So I think you do need to have your Twitch API dot, and then you'll need to have a reference in here to your Twitch lib. So back over here then in my BLL, wherever you're starting this nonsense, this thing. Oh, I don't know if I want to do that there. Hold on. Because that's going to be a chapter into your web API, which is fine. So that's fine. There's only going to be one instance running. It's going to assign these each time as soon as it gets started. Can't I do this over in my... No, but that's not in Bootstrapper, so it needs to just be like this. Okay. But then can you... When you do this, you need to also pass over your unit of work for this stuff, which is, you don't have this client credentials exposed. You could inject it. Just another second. Because you're in this DAL, you do want to inject this credentials in here at some point. So why don't we create a new thing in here, a new class, and we're just going to try something. We're going to call this Twitch credentials. This thing's going to have in it a public connection credentials, right? And then also it's going to have a public string for my client ID. Let's make an interface. Too much Unity. Like that. Like that. Because you only want to do it on the very first time when this thing is created. So you could put like a flag in here. So can I do something like a private volatile bool is initial load? If is initial load. I have no idea if this is going to work, but we'll find out pretty quick. Is initial load equals false. Let's try that. Okay, and so now we have that. I should have something in here where I'm creating my user. Create user Twitch right here. Here you're going to map this entity, and now you need to do your user ID. Hey, Piotr Alec. Thank you for coming to check us out. If you have any questions, please pop them in the channel. We've got a really active and supportive community. So this is going to be called user ID, and this is going to be equal to, and you should have a Twitch API dot. And I'm looking at my, what we want to do is users dot v5 dot. We should be able to get this user, but this is all done by what? Auth token. I don't care about that. Get user by name async. User Twitch dot trim dot username dot trim dot to lower. So here we're going to do an entity dot Twitch ID, and this is an await. Like that, and then we're going to need to do our entity dot Twitch ID is equal to there's a few, but you can't have multiple users with the same username. What is the Twitch API? Another Twitch bot. Twitch API is through, I'm using TwitchLib to manage it. So what I'm doing here is I'm grabbing my user ID of a certain user. However, my problem is that it's so here's the Twitch calls that we can do. Get followed, get user from token, get user from username. So let's try v3. And we want this ID. Okay, let's see if this works. So we're running this in our MVC, so we need to come back up here to our MVC, to our container, to our bootstrapper. We needed to add in a few of these types. That's fine. Hey there, Goggles. Welcome back, man. It's good to see you. Thank you for those song requests. They all go in my ears at the moment, but everything is we're putting these up on YouTube, so I can't have any sound. Yeah, we're switching these over to username. So now here, you need to have something in here where you're going to have a container dot register types. And this is going to be an I Twitch credentials or something like that is what you added in, right? Just a second. Twitch credentials is what you added. And this is a instance, not a type. And now this is going to be a new Twitch credentials. And this thing's going to be a client ID equals, and we have to pull that, and our credentials is going to be equal to a new client credentials. So if we come up here and we look at my service, I think you already have client credentials in here somewhere. No, why? The usernames can be ambiguous after a while. Hi, why don't you capitalize DB into DB? That's just the convention that I'm using is capital and then lowercase. Sorry about that, PR Trade. This is actually the bot that we're working on here. That'll be coming up online in just a little bit, and we'll incorporate the other services as well. So now new client credentials here looks like this. So you still need to get a client ID in here, so we'll do this. So I need to add these in, I think, right? And then I think we'll be ready to test it. Except you're in the wrong project. This is in your, not your MVC, this is in your web API resource in your Bootstrapper container. Here. Okay, I gotta move this over here for just a second. Just for a second, please. Okay, we got that. That should work. Let's give it a try. I'm used to Go where they scream at you if you type DB instead of DB. I have not tried that editor, unfortunately. Sorry about that. Okay, let's give it a try. Looks good so far. And now when I create this user here, it says conflicts. Let's try another one. Internal server error. So it's not even getting there, right? Where is this breaking? So it's definitely launching the controller, which is nice. So we're getting a error there. Why? Let's find out. Let's try it again. Here we go again. Set client ID by saying set client ID's token. So it doesn't seem like that it's actually doing this. Let's try it again. I'm going to move this over here for just a second. Resolution of the dependency failed. So it doesn't like my iTwitch credentials there. It said that it didn't like my token. Let me check one thing. Let me look at the Twitch lib real quick. My OAuth token. Is there like another function in here called like set? Nope. So I wonder if I could just do something like this. We'll just try this real quick. You check one thing. It says the past access token was not valid. But that's so peculiar because it's working up here. So maybe I need to have 2 tokens. Because if we look here, this thing needs to have something called a configuration manager.get app settings called my client ID. Is it going to start up? So it looks like both tokens have become expired. So it looks like I need to get a new set of tokens is what it looks like, huh? So that's what I'm going to do next. But that's it. I'm out of time for today. So I'll get new tokens for tomorrow's stream. We'll be starting at 5:30. If you guys have any questions, please pop them in the channel. Do me a favor, click the follow. And if you could, go over to the YouTube, type in LiverDevTrying and click the follow over there. We got all the old videos up there with no sound, with no music. So you can check those out if you want to see any of the legacy projects. And until tomorrow, I'll see you guys later. Have a good night.